This presentation will deal with how to reconfigure the MAPI CDO libraries on an ACT server. The CDO MAPI libraries are the libraries that make possible the communication between applications and the messaging system on the Exchange server. The reason we reinstall the CDO MAPI libraries is because we've seen in many ACT installations the libraries are corrupt, as well as files are installed on the server that cause the libraries not to work properly. So there's 3 steps. The first one is you need to remove your current CDO MAPI installation. You need to remove the MAPI leftover files that ACT leaves on the system. We'll show which one. There's only one important file that you have to deal with. And then finally, you reinstall the CDO MAPI library from Microsoft, and that should complete your installation of the CDO MAPI libraries, and you'll be able to run applications without having Office installed on the machine. And to do that, you go into Start, go into Control Panel, and click on Program and Features. The program and features is the same as add remove programs, depending on different systems. On the Vista-based systems, it's called program features, and on other systems, it may be called something different. But the whole point is we got to find the messaging. So we find the messaging API and collaboration data objects, and we uninstall that. So we take that out of the system. So now we have no messaging on the system. So that's step 1 on removing the messaging. So when you remove the MAPI libraries, there may be some files that are left over, and those files will interfere with the functioning of the MAPI on a server. So what we do, we got to try and find these files. So you go to Windows Explorer, go to the C drive, and from the C drive, you do a search, and you search for a file called MAPI SVC. So MAPI SVC. So you search that through the C drive, and these are the files that are actually installed by other applications that redirect MAPI to do what it should do. In our case, we're actually reinstalling MAPI to be used by us, so that's why we search for this file. And this file, you can either rename it or you can just straight delete it. What we've seen, ACT install this file and does not uninstall this file from the installation, so it's left over there, and it will actually make MAPI fail. So what we can see here, it has found a MAPI file. And you can see on this file, it's of the common files for the Windows system. In this case is the 32-bit part of the Windows systems. So on this file, if you just double click and open it, or open it with a notepad, you can see it's the MAPI ACT address book interface, and you don't want that there. So you want to get rid of this. So what we do, we can either delete it, or we can just rename it -old, so it will not interfere with anything on your system. So finally, we now want to install the MAPI from the Microsoft website. So you start the browser, and from the browser, you go to Microsoft.com. And just right off the front page, just look for CDO/MAPI. Just click for that. It will show you the Microsoft Exchange CDO MAPI. Now you have the file right here. And this is the file you need to download to install. So just click on download, and it will download to your system. So we're gonna download it right now. So now the file has been downloaded, and the name of the file that we get, it could be changed with time, but the one we get is Exchange MAPI CDO. Just double click on that, and we're running here locally on a small business server. Just click, and Now just agree on the license. And very quickly, now we have installed Mapi on our system. So we've taken the ACTMapi out, and now we installed our official version from Microsoft for Mapi that will work on an Exchange server. So for testing purposes, let's just start 123 sync, which will log into the database. And now we're running on a machine that has no Outlook and has a recently installed version of Mapi. So this is the mailbox, Chris. The one we have is 123 sync server. You can do a test, and that will allow me to log in. So now we can go to Chris Huffman, and just from Chris Huffman, we can select the folders. We just click on the folder selection. It logs into the Exchange server, and now we are in business. This way, we're running 123 Synchronizer now on an Exchange server with no Mapi, with no Outlook or Office installed. So it's fully transparent to us. This concludes our presentation on how to set up and reinstall Mapi in order for our application to access on an Exchange server.